So it starts with a feeling, and I think that's the most specific I can get. So I buy these flowers from my friend Kerstin of Muddy Feet Flower Farm. I've been buying these flowers for a few years at the Westport Farmers Market. They're exquisite. They're next level. You know, you go to the supermarket and you get flowers that are shipped in from all over the world, but Kerstin grows hers all right here on her farm here in Connecticut, and she manages to grow such an extraordinary, like, look at how fascinating these flowers are. So just as a consumer, you buy these, you bring them home, and it makes you smile and it's gorgeous. But as an artist, I get an added layer of intrigue, curiosity. I actually get, it feels like bubbles inside because I look at this and I'm in wonder, not gonna lie. And I'm fascinated by edges and shapes. So that's what I respond to first, is just the edges, the shapes, what is connecting to what, and how to render things that are moving through space in 3 dimensions onto the 2-dimensional paper. It feels like solving a puzzle when I'm drawing, and then when I'm going back in there to bring the colors to it. It's a constant problem-solving puzzle for me as an artist. So what I'm gonna do, just to share my method, is this is a brand new Uniball micro black pen. You buy it at any office supply store. It's not an art pen, but it's been my favorite pen for maybe 2-3 decades. Anyway, so I'm gonna look carefully at the flowers. I almost always start in the middle of the flowers, and so I start in the middle of my paper, and then I kind of find my way out from there. I say, what's there? What's right in front of me? So it's one of the reasons drawing these is very zen as well. So I'll start in the middle. I'm gonna start with lines and just kind of work my way out, feeling, puzzling, how do I solve this? How do I capture that curve? Once I'm done with that, I'll take a break because it's intense. And sometimes it's even the next day that I start the coloring part of the process. And I use this collection of Prismacolor. How many are there? There's 96 colors in here. I think this is a good time for me to stop talking and start drawing. That's the other thing. I can't talk while I draw. So I don't know how Bob Ross made that show, because the minute I start drawing, words are gone, and I'm in the world of shapes and edges and colors and sensations, and I can't turn that into words while I'm doing it. So I thought that was kind of a neat thing to share also. So that's it, and I'll see you on the other side of this drawing. All right. All right, here we are at the other side of the drawing process, and there were a lot of very cool puzzles to solve as I went along. I did this over 3 sessions. Again, I would say it took about 8 hours. I didn't keep track of the time, but gosh, this was an intriguing bouquet. Some of the things, I'll grab my little Uniball micro pen that I love so much. Some of the things that I really enjoyed exploring and solving, these flowers reminded me a little bit of dragonflies as I was examining them and noticing their structure. And I love what they do with the space at the top of the composition. It was tricky to figure out the coloration because some of the things have a remarkably similar color palette, and so it was tricky to select colors to differentiate the different kinds of blooms. Like this kind of purple is different than this kind of pink and magenta. I love the shape of this. It reminded me a little bit of the Art Nouveau style, which when I was a developing artist in high school, I kind of got obsessed with Art Nouveau, and you kind of can't help it when you're working on flowers and bouquets because that art form, that particular style, took a lot from the natural world. So every so often I'll get a little glimmer of memory from the Art Nouveau period. I really enjoyed the whole process here. I don't think I have a lot more to say other than if you want to try it, just try it, get in there, but always remind yourself, pause and say, what's really in front of me right now? Because the things that nature gives you are going to be challenging and often more startling and original than what you would invent or the symbols you might make up in your head, at least when you're doing this kind of thing. When you're doing abstract work, then wow, you're inventing your own visual language and meaning and everything. So art is an extraordinary journey, and I'm glad you joined me for a little bit of mine. Thanks.